Howie. Only if you sing all of it with me. Sure. All right, here's where it all began. This song came from when I was guitar teching for the Indigo Girls in 1989, like a million friggin' years ago. So anyway, we fly over to England, and I'm all excited because we're traveling by train. It's the greatest thing in the world. Of course, they have a train strike for the first time in 100 years. Yeah, so I started riding in the truck with the sound guy, Howie, who was awesome. We ate a little hash together. We drank Newcastle beer out of barrels in Newcastle upon Tyne, England. And then on our jolly little drive toward Glasgow, we saw UFOs. I was like, dude, do you see what I see? And do you see what I see? And he's like, what did you see? I said, I saw this white glowing thing turn into 3 things and then disappear. He said, me too. And I'm like totally freaking out about it, and I'm like, is there an army base near here? What the hell is that? He's like, I don't know. I don't think so. And it was this really creepy night, and you could see this castle, this Edinburgh castle off in the distance, and the sun was setting on this side of the world with this castle behind it, and then on this side it was already dark and had a moon and stars. It was just craziness. I freaked. No, I just kept watching it, and we kept making each other repeat back to each other what we were seeing. Finally, it kind of subsides, and here we're on this long road that has nobody on it but us, except suddenly appears this lone walking guy. And Howie's like, we got to stop and pick him up. And I'm like, are you fucking nuts? He's an alien, or at least... or he's at least been recently abducted, if you know what I'm saying. Because look where he is. We're in the middle of nowhere. We haven't even seen another car in 10 minutes, and he's walking. Well, so after a brief conversation, I agreed that, okay, it was not okay to leave him out there, because the chances of him being human were much greater than him being alien. So, I'm high-strung, what can I tell you? We U-turned to go pick him up, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, these cops are pulling us over. And, hitchhiking's illegal, and Howie's going, shit, shit, shit. And I'm like, what? Like, big deal. We were picking up a hitchhiker, but we didn't even do it yet. He's like, no, you don't understand. I've been busted for drugs before, and I'm going to go down the river and be deported and all this stuff. And he was just, like, freaking out, and I was like, oh, this cannot be happening. And I'm all disoriented. I don't even really know what day it is. So the cops come up to the window of the car, and, he's on this side because this is the passenger side over there, which that's a whole other story. When you wake up sleeping in a van and you're in the driver's seat, whoa. Very scary moment in your life. But, he's standing outside the window, and he says, what's your name? And I tell him, and he says, where are you from? I say, America. And I can see Howie just going, oh, wrong answer. What are you doing here? Well, I'm a musician. And Howie's just like, oh. And he says, well, where are you coming from? And I couldn't remember. And he asked where we were going, and I couldn't remember that either. I'm like, dude, I don't know. And I start reaching in my leather jacket to get my itinerary, and I guess they thought I had a gun, so he hit the ground. Everybody was freaking out. And I'm like, look, it's just a piece of paper. And I'm like, okay, we were in Newcastle. We're going to Glasgow. Anything else you'd like to know? Like, here's who you should call if you're taking me to jail. And after a long, pleasant chat, we left, and it was just the most surreal thing. And of course, an hour later we get to the hotel, and I'm like, Emily, you won't believe what happened. And she's like, and how much pot did you smoke? I'm like, come on, dude. There is not enough pot in the world to make me see flying saucers. That's how this got born. Hartford, we headed up north for the country. Packed to the limit with gear for the show. Howie was native to the beauty of Cheviot hillsides. Me with my jaw hanging, taking it in. We drove and we drove down that lonely road to a backlit horizon, an ominous view of the North Sea. With saucers and castles filling the sky. We were briefly detained by the questions of highway patrolmen, who asked what was wrong but meant, why are you here? As we waved them goodbye, we were shaking inside. But we headed towards Glasgow with 30 more minutes to ride. Oh, my head was spinning with wonderful thoughts, like a big mental merry-go-round I couldn't get off. Not that I'd even want to. When we reached the hotel, I was wired from all the excitement, like the first time I ever saw dinosaur bones. I slept like a baby with the windows wide open beside me, and fell asleep smiling to the noise on the street. The next day was okay, but I wished he could stay. Howie was leaving for London at 2100, with 9 hours of driving I'd be sad to miss. I shook his hand tightly, I told him it's been good to know ya. He said it's my pleasure, I'll see you someday. Then he drove and he drove down that lonely road, as I waved him goodbye with a tear in my eye. I'm not sure if I'll ever see him again, but I feel safe in saying he was my friend. And if I had any druthers, I'd do it all over again. Oh, yes. So a few weeks later, on the plane trip home from that whole experience, I'm looking at a Time magazine, and they're showing the first pictures I ever saw of crop circles in Scotland, and I'm like, damn, I know what did this. I was there.